At 88 years old, Max Baer Jr., the only living main cast member of the iconic television series The Beverly Hillbillies, finally shared the stories and secrets that fans have wondered about for decades. Known for his role as the lovable and sometimes clumsy Jethro Bodine, Max Baer Jr. was part of a show that captured the hearts of millions of viewers during the 1960s and left a lasting mark on American television. For many, the characters of the Beverly Hillbillies were more than just funny people on the screen. They represented a simpler, more honest way of life in a time of social and political turbulence. The show premiered on CBS in 1962 and quickly became a cultural phenomenon, catapulting the Clampetts, the fictional family at the heart of the story, to national fame. The premise was simple but effective. A poor country family from the Ozarks strikes it rich when oil is discovered on their property, and they move to the wealthy and glamorous world of Beverly Hills. The contrast between the simple, honest, and hard-working Clampetts and the wealthy, sometimes snobbish residents of Beverly Hills became the main source of comedy, heartwarming moments, and social commentary, although many viewers mostly enjoyed it as light-hearted entertainment. Despite being labeled by some critics as lowbrow or corny, the show resonated with audiences across the country, offering them a chance to escape the stress of real love, while still laughing at the universal themes of family, greed, pride, and love. At the time, America was dealing with serious issues: the Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Movement, and a rapidly changing social landscape. Television became a safe haven where families could enjoy shows that didn't remind them of the unrest outside their homes. The Beverly Hillbillies filled that role perfectly. Its characters were exaggerated, yes, but they were also relatable. Viewers saw the Clampetts as morally upright, hard-working, and honest, even when they were navigating the unfamiliar world of luxury and wealth. The family's interactions with their wealthy neighbors often led to misunderstandings, comical situations, and moments that highlighted human values like kindness and generosity. This mix of humor and moral lessons gave the show a lasting appeal that continues to this day. While the show was simple in its premise, the behind-the-scenes story was much more complex. The actors who brought the characters to life had real relationships, rivalries, and experiences that were very different from what viewers saw on screen. Max Baer Jr., for example, was not just a comedic actor. He was also a producer, director, and businessman, and his life off-screen was full of drama, triumph, and occasionally legal battles. His portrayal of Jethro Bodine, the well-meaning but dim-witted relative of Jed Clampett, earned him recognition, but it also led to typecasting in Hollywood, a challenge that would shape his career decisions after the show ended. Interestingly, Max sometimes played a female version of his character, Jethrine, in drag for special episodes, showing his range and commitment to bringing humor and uniqueness to the series. While Jethro was often the source of comic relief, the other cast members, Buddy Ebsen as Jed Clampett, Donna Douglas as Ellie Mae, Nancy Culp as Jane Hathaway, Irene Ryan as Granny, and Raymond Bailey as Mr. Drysdale, each brought their own flair, creating a dynamic ensemble that made the show unforgettable. Behind the scenes, relationships were not always smooth. In interviews, Max revealed that while the cast had strong friendships, there were occasional conflicts, just as in any workplace. Actors spent long hours together, sometimes getting frustrated, but these small conflicts never overshadowed the overall camaraderie. Max described the relationships among the cast as a bit like a dog and a cat. They might clash at times, but they learned to tolerate each other, because they had to work together to make the show a success. Despite the occasional arguments or misunderstandings, Max emphasized that the cast genuinely cared about each other, and their collective talent was what made the Beverly Hillbillies endure as one of the most beloved shows in television history. The show also played a key role in defining a new genre known as the rural sitcom, which became a staple of CBS programming during the 1960s and early 1970s. At a time When television was becoming increasingly urban and sophisticated, the Beverly Hillbillies offered audiences an alternative. A humorous look at rural life, values, and family dynamics that felt both entertaining and reassuring. It's also remarkable how quickly the show became a national sensation. Within 3 weeks of its premiere, it had become the #1 show in the United States, a testament to its universal appeal and the audience's desire for laughter, heart, and simplicity during complicated times. While the characters on screen were exaggerated, they also left a lasting impression, influencing American pop culture, comedy, and television storytelling. From the personalities of the actors to the settings and scripts, the show managed to balance humor with subtle moral lessons, creating a mix that continues to influence sitcoms even today. While viewers loved the Clampetts on screen, the behind-the-scenes stories often painted a more complex picture of life on set. Max Baer Jr. has shared in interviews how the dynamics between actors could sometimes be tense, but also filled with humor, mentorship, and respect. For example, during auditions, Max and Irene Ryan were tested for their respective roles on the same day. The two ended up going out for lunch together, and in a memorable anecdote, Irene bought Max martinis, which he did not usually drink. The result? Max tripped and bumped into a doorframe while walking back to the set. And that very clumsy moment helped the casting directors realize he was perfect for Jethro, a character known for his awkwardness and comedic mishaps. This story highlights how serendipitous moments can shape careers and become part of television history. Beyond auditions, the relationships on set were not always purely professional. Max spoke candidly about moments of frustration and disagreement with co-stars. Sometimes, he admitted, he got annoyed with Donna Douglas, or argued with Irene Ryan. At the same time, Buddy Ebsen and other cast members could get frustrated with him as well. Yet these disagreements were never personal. They were part of working together on a long-running series that spanned 9 seasons. Max's honesty about these moments is refreshing because it gives fans insight into what it takes to create a successful show. Long-term projects naturally involve personalities clashing, but they also involve compromise, friendship, and teamwork. While the show was running, Max Baer Jr. was discovering the realities of Hollywood fame. Despite his popularity as Jethro, he faced typecasting, which limited the roles he could get after the series ended. Rather than allowing this to hinder his career, Max pivoted to producing, directing, and creating films. In 1974, he produced and starred in Macon County Line, a drama that became a commercial success, earning $30 million at the box office. 2 years later, he produced Ode to Billie Joe, a film based on the popular song by Bobby Gentry, which earned $27 million. These projects demonstrated Max's business acumen and understanding of entertainment trends. He was among the first filmmakers to use a popular song as a hook for a film, a strategy that is still used today in movies and marketing. Max also took control of his intellectual property. He purchased the rights to the character Jethro, and later installed Beverly Hillbillies themed slot machines in casinos, further increasing his fortune. His reported net worth today is approximately $50 million, a remarkable achievement for someone whose acting career could have been limited by typecasting. The behind-the-scenes stories don't stop with Max's career and cast tensions. Fans often don't know that famous figures like John Wayne appeared in episodes of the show. John Wayne, a legendary actor known for westerns, reportedly requested a fifth of bourbon instead of his usual high paycheck for his appearance, showing a down-to-earth humor that contrasted with his on-screen persona. Other cast members, such as Donna Douglas, had disputes off-screen as well. In 2010, Mattel created a Barbie doll that resembled her character, Ellie Mae, without her consent. She sued the company, and the lawsuit was eventually settled in 2011. These stories show that even decades after the show ended, the impact of the Beverly Hillbillies was still felt in the careers and personal lives of the actors. Even filming locations had their own dramas. The Clampett's mansion in Beverly Hills, a key location for the show, was originally a private residence owned by Arnold Kirkeby. The producers paid Kirkeby $500 a day to use it. Unfortunately, Kirkeby passed away before the show premiered, and his widow eventually breached the contract, allowing fans to flood the property, disrupting filming. It's clear that producing a successful show involves much more than the fun we see on screen. It's a complex mix of logistics, personalities, and legal challenges. Max Baer Jr. has also highlighted that relationships with co-stars were often full of small frustrations, but they were balanced by mutual respect and camaraderie. While the cast sometimes argued, these moments were never malicious, and the shared experience of 9 seasons brought them closer. His anecdotes about disagreements, humor, and mentoring provide a unique look into the realities of Hollywood life in the 1960s and 70s. Max's honesty about these experiences makes him relatable and offers fans a behind-the-scenes perspective that they otherwise would never have known. Beyond personal stories and career achievements, the Beverly Hillbillies left a cultural impact that extends far beyond its original broadcast. The show helped establish the rural sitcom genre, influencing many series that followed. Its simple premise, a poor family suddenly rich and navigating a new world, allowed writers to explore humor, human behavior, and social commentary in ways that were accessible and enjoyable to a wide audience. The characters' traits, like Jethro's innocence and clumsiness, Granny's stubbornness, Ellie Mae's sweetness, and Jed's wisdom, became iconic archetypes that continue to resonate in American pop culture. Max Baer Jr.'s insight into the real-life relationships between cast members adds depth to this legacy. While the on-screen stories were scripted, the off-screen lives of the actors were full of challenges, triumphs, and learning experiences. Max has shared that while disputes were normal, the cast cared about each other and supported one another through difficult times, both personally and professionally. This mix of human emotion, humor, and behind-the-scenes reality gives fans a fuller understanding of why the show succeeded. In addition to the cast, there are numerous fun and surprising behind-the-scenes details that fans often don't know. For instance, the character Jethrine, played by Max in drag, required a voice actress, Linda K. Henning, the daughter of the show's creator, Paul Henning. This small but interesting detail shows the thought and creativity that went into the show, even in its quirky moments. Similarly, the series almost had a different title and location. Initially, it was called The Hillbillies of Beverly Hills, and filming was even considered for New York City before cost concerns moved the story to California. Small decisions like these shaped the show's identity and contributed to its lasting success. The legal and business side of the show also played a role in shaping the legacy of its cast. Max Baer Jr. has been involved in lawsuits over intellectual property, including his character Jethro, as well as projects like films and slot machines based on the series. These experiences demonstrate the importance of ownership, business savvy, and protecting one's creative work in the entertainment industry. The personal lives of cast members also intersected with the cultural impact of the show. John Wayne's appearance, Donna Douglas's Barbie lawsuit, and other anecdotes show that the show's influence went beyond television, affecting merchandising, celebrity interactions, and pop culture references for decades. Ultimately, Max Baer Jr.'s reflections offer fans a rare and valuable glimpse into both the successes and struggles of life on one of America's most beloved sitcoms. At 88, his candor, humor, and perspective provide a bridge between nostalgia and reality, showing that while the Clampetts were fictional, the people behind them were real, talented, and human. His stories help us understand not just the television series, but also the era in which it was made, the challenges of Hollywood, and the enduring power of entertainment to bring joy, laughter, and even lessons about life to generations of viewers. The Beverly Hillbillies remains a cultural touchstone, and Max Baer Jr.'s contributions, both on-screen and behind the scenes, continue to inspire appreciation for the show, its characters, and the people who made it possible. His life story, from actor to filmmaker, entrepreneur, and cultural figure, demonstrates resilience, creativity, and the enduring influence of a television legacy that still resonates more than 50 years later. By sharing these stories, Max ensures that fans will never forget the humor, heart, and humanity that made the Beverly Hillbillies one of the most memorable shows in television history.